McDonald's presents Burger Reviews by Hamburglar. Today's review, the classic Big Mac, Hamburglar.
Rubble, rubble.
He said, there's more sauce in every bite. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Rubble. Available at most restaurants in this area.
Sergeant and Mrs. Smith, you are going to love this house.
Is that a tub in the kitchen?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
I've got friends who've told this dating story on my behalf, and then random people have come up to me and like started telling this story.
They
I'm just
told it back to you.
yeah, and I'm just like, dude, that's me. That's
Hello and welcome to Single Sounds, the only podcast that interviews singles, and you as the listeners of this podcast can write in if you like the sound of them. I am Katie Mack, the creator and host of this blind matchmaking or vanity-free dating method, whatever you want to term it. And I have barely recovered from last week. Bogan Bingos at Infernos was absolutely wild. I knew it would be crazy, but you guys took it to a whole new level. I laughed so much and loved getting to know so many more of you. If you did come, just know you are supporting the podcast in such a huge way, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new here because you found out via the bingo event, welcome. We're very happy you're here, as I definitely need an audience that loves boozy bingo as much as I do. On Saturday, straight after the bingo, I jumped on a train up to Manchester, where I recorded a whole month of episodes in one day post-hangover, so that was quite an experience. But whoa, did those Mancunians bring the energy I needed to get me through the day. I'm absolutely buzzing for you to hear them. And if you know some single people in Manchester, be sure to tell them that Single Sounds is now, for a limited time, doing a northern section. And to get listening from the 31st of October, Halloween, until the end of November. Anyway, this week's guest is gloriously positive and happy-go-lucky even in therapy. He is looking for someone who has chilled out vibes, knows who they are and is passionate about something, but it could literally be anything. He has so many vast passions himself and values openness and honesty the most when looking for a long-term relationship. Organised fun is his thing, so expect unbelievably organised dates, and get ready for a worst dating story termed the Costa coffee date story that you can pass on to your other friends. Okay, hi, welcome to Single Sounds.
hi, how's it going?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm a solid 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
What a great day.
Exactly.
Let's dive into your profile, your who, what, where. So first off, who are you sexually attracted to?
Women.
Lovely. And what are you looking for?
So I think in terms of the classic height, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm
Okay.
6'2", so in general,
So blessed.
yeah. Just wanted to get that in there, just for all the listeners. I am 6'2".
The perfect height, I would say.
I think in terms of like what I'm looking for dating wise is someone sort of rebuild like my passion in dating as well. Someone who's got pretty chilled vibes. And I don't want to use a cliche like knows who they are, but
I
that's sort of
yeah. I don't think too many people say that actually. Just they're already fully formed. I like to say you don't have to like work on them.
yeah. It's like my like one of my favorite sayings is by my namesake who has the same initials as me. I won't reveal who it is. But it's,
Too much spoilers.
Yeah, too much spoilers. But their saying is find out who you are and do it on purpose.
Okay, nice.
And I'm just like that sort of energy. I'm just like, yeah.
Know
who you are, do it on purpose. That sort of energy. Bring that to the table.
Yeah, nice. And how about where would you like to date?
So I'm currently based in Nottingham, but I've just started a new job. I'm on week 3, which the central office is in London. So I'm back and forth between the two a fair amount. But also, I think in terms of like the future as well, you know, have your own friends in your own location where you are at the moment, but also don't be tied down. You know, I've just come back from a load of traveling, which people who know me are sick of me telling them about.
Classic,
Yeah.
the cliche.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm a very open book in terms of where the future is. I've got no sort of strict plans. So that sort of freedom as well is something that I'm looking for.
Yeah. I guess unless you want to live there too, that's okay.
Yeah.
If they're like, I have to live here, and you're like, you know what, that's not so bad.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I do have ties in Nottingham, but it's not something that is like a fixed thing in my mind.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, let's move on to the 3 A's. First one, acceptance. Will they be accepting of your flaws and your quirks? First question, what is the nerdiest thing about you?
The nerdiest thing about me is the fact that I am a nerd about everything. Like,
Nice.
I can get so passionate about so many different things.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
That's very much like a defining quality, I think, of who I am. So whether it be sport, sci-fi, fantasy, traveling, cooking, spreadsheets, which,
Excel spreadsheets?
yeah, like,
Always Excel.
oh, well, and also spreading the sheets, but that's a different part of the podcast. But I mean, if you're not passionate about spreadsheets, you've not seen a really good spreadsheet.
I would agree, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
when I make a really good one, like my finance one, I really like my budgeting one, because I've just obviously spent 6 years basically like tweaking it. So it's all color coded and it's all like linked and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
As long as they're not clunky.
Yeah, and when people don't know about conditional formatting and then you show them a spreadsheet with conditional formatting, they're just like, oh my God, I didn't know Excel could do this.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's basic.
It's pretty
Come
basic.
on.
It's pretty basic. Okay, next question is, what would your therapist say about you?
So I think my therapist would say about me, I'm the most positive person that she's had to treat for anxiety and depression. Like,
That's nice.
yeah.
Did she tell you that? Did she say like,
No, but
you're
I
really
feel
positive?
like, I feel like she was thinking it. She's just like, are you sure you're here for the right thing? Because you seem like you have a really positive outlook on life. It's just like, well, yeah, I do in the future. But at the
Yeah.
moment right now,
I'm feeling this
Yeah.
way, yeah. Yeah, I guess you can still know it's going to get better, but then still be a bit sad
Yeah.
at the moment.
yeah, exactly. And I think, something that's never changed despite whatever my mental health status might be is I am very happy-go-lucky, positive about things. Yeah, apparently that still comes across during therapy as well, which is nice.
This is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I did therapy and I feel like I'm a positive person as well. I'm trying to think like if she ever mentioned it. I don't think she did. I kind of ran out of stuff to say though, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I've heard there's like 2 ways. Either you dread the sessions because you don't want to tell them stuff, or you kind of run out of stuff to tell them and you're like
Yeah.
kind of making up random crap. I ended up down that route, which is when I was like, you know what? I don't think I need to come anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm literally trying to think of things to tell you.
Yeah, you just sort of like splurge everything out in the first couple of sessions, and then you're just like, but what happens now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what do we do?
Yeah, I've
now
got-
you know everything.
Yeah, I've got all of this off my chest, and thank you.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm cured. But yeah, I don't think I ever got told I was positive. But that's funny that she was like, why are you here?
Yeah,
Are you okay?
yeah. But I think it's like, I've been to therapy for very specific things, but I still try to every couple of months have a session. Because it's like,
It's really good.
yeah, exactly.
keep
It's
going.
like a gym membership as well. You're happy to spend 50 quid a month on a gym membership. Do the same with your own mental
Honestly,
health as well.
in London, people spend so much more than that as well.
Oh yeah,
I heard,
sorry. Living in the north, the Midlands.
well, as in, like, I heard recently that someone paid £230 for their gym membership, and my jaw, like, hit the floor. I was like, I hope you're getting the nicest shit for that.
Yeah, what the hell was this gym? Jeez.
I think it's like a whole spa, but with an outdoor pool, but still, and it isn't even central London. It's like outside of London.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call out the gym because I feel like I don't know. Maybe it was a David Lloyd.
Yeah, David Lloyd's are expensive. And
Yeah, but that was a lot though. I was quite surprised. I thought it'd be like upper end of like just below 200, which is like a lot of them are that kind of price.
Yeah.
But over 200, that's just one step too far.
Yeah, and like, obviously I love swimming.
Yeah.
But that much for an outdoor pool? Like, just like go swimming in a lake. It's,
What are they pumping into that pool?
Yeah.
The gold. But yeah, I guess maybe it reflects the heating costs, but still, lake's a bit colder. That's quite extreme. I feel for some people.
yeah, I feel as well, the sort of lake swimming that I do as well is a bit too extreme. Like,
Dirty lakes.
Dirty
I mean,
lakes.
they're all dirty. I don't know
Yeah.
why I said it. No, I think Lake Windermere was the only one that I was like, oh, I can actually see some things.
Yeah, I mean, I did a swim in Lake Coniston in June.
Where's that? Is it like...
It's in the Lake District.
Oh,
yeah, it's
same.
like the next one over from Windermere.
Oh, okay.
But it was like a 5.5 mile swim,
Mm-hmm.
and you just couldn't see your hand entering the water, and you were
Yeah.
just like, "Is this really good for me?"
No.
No,
I learned
no,
that
it
the
wasn't.
hard way when I got bloody blue algae poisoning
Oh no.
from that one in Nottingham. Great.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I mean that one does have a lot of problems. But the solution is just drink loads of beer afterwards. That will kill everything,
and
it's a
Coke.
good excuse.
We're going to move on to the adventure section.
Yeah. So my best dating story is one which I've told probably far too many times.
As you should.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be shared.
And to the point where I've got friends who've told this dating story on my behalf, and then random people have come up to me and like started telling this story.
They
I'm just
told
like,
told it back to you.
yeah, and I'm just like, dude, that's me. That's
Wait, that's me. You're talking about me. It's because people end up thinking that they're like kind of folklore, like you're never going to know this friend of a friend of a friend. And then
Yeah.
actually you probably do.
yeah. So yeah, this is called the Costa coffee story.
Okay, nice. Has a title.
Yeah, it has a title. as
All the
well.
best ones should have a title.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around for a while, this story. So
You might even know it, listeners.
yeah. Oh God.
The legend.
Oh, if you
of
do as
Costa.
well, there is a potential shout out at the end
Okay.
where if people do know this story, please write in.
Please. Please.
please. So this took place back at university in Nottingham, and we were going on a water polo night out, and we were going to Ocean on a Friday. Absolute classic. One of our mutual friends, Adam, who is from Australia, and he was doing an Erasmus scheme, was staying in halls on campus, and he was a water polo player as well. He was just like, "Oh, do you mind if I bring like my flatmates along to the night out?" We're just like, "Yep, go for it.
Yeah.
It's all chill."
Not precious about these things.
Not precious at all.
No.
And we're in Ocean, drinking heavily, and I end up getting with one of his flatmates,
Okay.
who's called Helen, for reference.
Are these real names?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a real name.
We're going with that.
Yeah,
I
we are.
love it.
Just
Shout out to Helen and Adam.
Yeah,
Hope
shout-
Adam listens to this. He should. Well,
Helen's not a fan of the story.
okay, I'm guessing that, but Adam can listen.
Yeah, Adam can pitch in, and end up getting with her and getting on really well as well in general. And she's just like, "Oh, I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm gonna go home by myself. But if you fancy sort of meeting up tomorrow, we can grab a coffee." And,
Nice.
and I was just like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great. There's a Costa on campus. We can go for a nice walk around the lake."
Lovely.
I'm just like, okay, prime.
Yeah.
Helen leaves. I totally forget about Helen.
Fair.
Yeah. Anyway,
That is the state of uni.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just like, okay, bye, move on.
yeah, if you stay late enough,
You'll find
you get
someone. That's the
distracted.
cheese.
No, you just get distracted.
Okay, that's a better way.
That's
of putting
all I'm
it.
saying. There's a lot of drinks flying around. You just get distracted.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you here. I think
yeah.
it's very easily done. Especially if you just met someone.
Yeah. And anyway, I wake up the next morning and I got this text on my phone with no name, just being like, "Hey, do you want to meet up for coffee?" And I'm just like, who the fuck is this? Obviously totally forgotten about it. But then I just like something twigged
Was
in
this
my-
like WhatsApp? Did they have like a little icon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just like, right, okay, I think that it's my friend Adam's flatmate.
Oh, so you kind of
yeah,
remember.
someone just like twigged in my mind. I was just like, oh, okay, it is. And I was like, I messaged Adam. He was just like, oh yeah, she dropped you a text. I was like, right, okay, great. I can't not go on this date, even though I feel horrendous because, I don't want to get Adam into trouble.
Okay.
I'm trying to be a nice friend.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, let's meet at Costa at 12 and we'll grab a coffee, go for a walk around the lake. She's just like, yeah, chill. I'm just like, right, I'll be like 20 minutes because I've got to walk onto campus. She's like 5 minutes away.
Okay.
And I'm walking and I'm on my way to Costa and it's already 12 and I'm about 5 minutes away. So I just drop her a message. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to be a little bit late. Is that okay? Sends a reply. Yeah, absolutely fine. I walk into Costa and she's already sat down at the table. I spot her. She sat down at the table. She's got a few.
That was good. You spotted her.
Yeah, she's got a few books open. I'm just like, oh, chill. So I go put my coat over the chair, because I was just on a table for two. There's a spare seat. I go grab a coffee, just a coffee to go, and go sit down. And we just start talking. Just like, hey, how's it going? Like, you all right? And she's like, yeah, pretty good, pretty chill. Just like got some books open, just doing a little bit of work. And I was like, oh yeah, great. And I was just like, decided to bring up last night. I was just like, yeah, so like had a pretty good night last night. You know, how was your night? And she was just like, yeah, it was really good. You know, I was just like, okay, come on, give me a little bit more than that. And so I'm just like, yeah, okay. The amount of times I've been in ocean, like over the past like few months, like I feel like I do need to take a break, to be honest, because like it gets a little bit repetitive.
Like, for anyone who doesn't know, the songs do repeat literally on a playlist.
Yeah, there is
and they're all cheesy.
Yeah, there is the power hour at the end, which is just like I think it's like been unchanged for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh yeah, do you know what? I've not been to ocean in ages. I was just like, that's a bit strange.
That's so weird.
Because you were there last night. I decided to call her out on that. I was just like,
yeah, I would have done.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you were there last night? And she went, no, I wasn't. I was in the library. And something twigged in my brain. I was just like, oh my God, you're not Helen, are you?
Oh no.
I've sat down with just some random girl who's like doing research.
I knew. I was like, how has he recognised her?
And I'm just like,
wait, why did she chat to you? Just because she thought like...
Well, this is the thing. Like, so she burst out laughing. She was just like, no, I am not Helen. And I'm just like, my face must have gone bright red. And I'm just like panicking. I'm just like, oh my God, is Helen behind me? Like, where is Helen?
Where's Helen? Yeah, she's been watching the whole time being like, clearly he doesn't know who the fuck I am.
So I just leaned into it. I was just like, oh my God, like, I explained to her what's happened. Like, I should be on a date with this girl, Helen, who I got with last night. And she's finding it obviously hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, can you do me a favor? Can we pretend that we're friends just in case she sat behind me? Yeah. And then I can just be like, oh yeah, saw a friend, just thought I'd catch up with them before we go for a coffee and a walk around the lake.
I just like said hi and lost track of time.
Yeah, and she's like super cool about it. She's just like, do you know what? Absolutely, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. I look around. Helen is nowhere to be found. So I walk out the Costa. She's been waiting outside the Costa for like 5 minutes. I obviously tell the story. I'm just like, oh, I just saw a friend in there. Like, we just had a quick catch up. Do you want to grab a coffee as well? And then we'll go for a walk around the lake. And like the table where this girl is sat is like right next to the counter, and she is pissing herself laughing.
I would
like as we're queued up for this coffee. And I'm just like looking at her, I'm just like, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare.
Although you could have maybe played it off being like, oh, it's just my friend, like,
messing around,
taking the piss, like finding it funny because she knows me. I don't know. Yeah, you could probably play it.
Yeah, and anyway, grab the coffee, go for a walk around the lake. The date was average to poor.
To poor.
Yeah, let's go more on the poor side. My biggest question though is, who was that girl? Because we had good vibes. She let me just like let a stranger just sit down and started talking to them. Like,
no, but then you were like, you need more because but she wasn't giving you.
She wasn't giving me anything because she wasn't the right person
in the library. So she was like, it was fine. Like, why is this guy asking?
But yeah, so anyone who's listened to the podcast, if you're the girl who had a random bloke in about 2014 sit down and start chatting shit to you.
If we somehow find her, we should get it on TikTok. They're so good at finding shit like this.
But yeah, that's the Costa coffee story.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is, I knew it. I was like, how did he know who that was? Yeah, it does did so well to recognize it. That's funny though, that she just let you chat, I think.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Okay. Next section of adventure is, what would your TED Talk topic be?
I think it's one of two. One is either talking about mental health.
Nice.
And the second one is talking about decarb and climate change.
Okay.
So
do I get a pick?
Yeah, you can pick which one.
Oh, that's tough. I feel like we talked about mental health a little bit earlier with the therapist. So maybe let's do the decarb climate change, because I like that topic.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
It's
I think a lot of people do our age. I'd hope they would.
I'd hope they would as well. And it's not that it's
kind of important.
Yeah, it's not that it's a red flag for me, but I do question if like you're not. You don't have to be engaged with climate change, but
Yeah.
you
Or
know,
respect it.
yeah.
I don't know. Actually, I think it would be a little bit of a ick for me if someone didn't like pay attention at all. You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, I've got one. I met someone who doesn't recycle.
How?
That's the biggest ick, isn't it? They just-
What?
They can't be bothered to have 2 bins. That was the answer. So they just don't recycle.
Oh my god! Like I could kind of accept. Oh, I put my jars in the recycling bin, but don't wash them out.
Yeah, yeah.
I can accept that, but I can't accept just not
No, just
recycling.
not, as in can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Can't be bothered to separate their rubbish and have 2 bins in the flat. I was like, that is quite funny. But yeah, that would be a red flag for me, and probably a no if they were not willing to change their ways. If they weren't willing to recycle, I think we're gone.
I don't think that
works.
I think that sort of person. I don't think there's any changing them.
No.
I think if you got to like this stage in your life,
So, they're late 20s, so they're not recycling. Anyway, continue on your TED talk.
Oh yeah, God. See, this is my issue. I get distracted so easily, and I'll just like go off on a massive tangent.
That's nice though. I think that's good.
But yeah, so I mean, like for the past like 4.5 years, I've worked with electric vehicles, zero emission vehicles, hydrogen, etc. And I just do have a real passion for it. I think it's a really interesting topic. I think you can engage people really easily, minus the people who don't recycle, apparently.
Yeah, they're probably not that bothered. Maybe they would be, but you never know.
But it does come it's a bit of an awkward time at the moment. So we've just had good old Rishi say that we're going to roll things back. And it's just like, honestly, I swear I hit my head against the table. I was just like, what is going on?
He's not everyone's favourite person at the moment. I don't think he's anyone's favourite person. Maybe his friends and family, but even then.
Yeah, it's like, he's a hard man to like.
Yeah, I was quite hopeful for him as politicians go. I just thought maybe he's like a bit younger, a bit more in touch with things.
Yeah, he seemed like he could have
done lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like it's all focusing on the complete wrong stuff. Like, I don't know. Every time I see the news, it's just something pointless. And I'm like, we're not doing anything. Anyway, that's another topic for another time.
But yeah, I think it's it's something which you can engage people with, even at the pub or something. Not your typical pub conversation, but it's something that comes up all the time as well. And to be able to, give my own verdict and sort of view on things from an actual industry perspective as well. I think people can find really interesting and engaging.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very topical subject, and it's only going to become more so moving forward.
I was thinking with electric vehicles, like I've definitely had conversations with my friends that are thinking about buying a car, and they're thinking like, should I just get an electric one? Like, is that the future, or is it going to piss me off? Yeah, exactly. Like, and then I can actually weigh in because we've had an electric car in my family for years, so I know exactly how annoying it is. It's kind of annoying, but it's got much easier. Yeah. So I feel like now it's just something you have to get used to.
Yeah, and we can be too stuck in our ways, and we don't. If we've got something that's comfortable and easy for us, then we don't want to change.
You just have to plan a bit more.
Yeah.
That's what I normally say to people.
But then, things are going to change even more rapidly than that. So, like, I did a lot of work on connected and autonomous vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
And, they're not that far away. We're already on,
I keep
level 3,
this.
level 4.
Yeah. It was just crazy. I mean, to be fair, loads of the cars now can park themselves. That technology is really cool. Like, I've sat in a few Mercedes that do that, and it is awesome. I want one of those cars.
And that's the thing. Like, as soon as we get to fully autonomous vehicles, which, again, isn't that far away, you're going to see a massive change in how
people view driving.
Vehicles and driving. If you rewind to, the good old days of VHS videotapes.
Yeah.
And then we went to DVDs, and then we've gone from owning films to then a subscription model.
Yeah.
With Netflix, with Prime, etc. The same thing's going to happen with cars. You're not going to own a vehicle anymore. It's a dead asset. What proportion of the time are you actually using a vehicle for? Maybe 2% of its life.
Borrow one all the time, because especially in cities, you don't need them.
Yeah, But I mean, that's what things like car clubs are trying to do as well.
Yeah,
Which
like
a few car
zip
clubs have
cars and
failed.
that.
Yeah, they've failed in London just because of the way that London works, because it's got such good public transport. But in other places around the country,
I can't say I've ever hired a zip car. I've thought about it a few times, like when moving and stuff, but then I've normally just managed to rope someone in with a car.
Because that's the thing, like, I mean, if you can car share, then that's actually a really good solution, and actually for the carbon footprint, that's normally better anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we do go to that sort of service
like
as a model.
Netflix car thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I can imagine Uber doing that, having their own like little fleet. I don't know, ones you could like hire for a monthly cost or something.
Yeah. I mean, Uber and then Enterprise as well. So they don't just do car rental now; they also do car clubs as well. Which again is that subscription model. You pay sort of like £1 a day or something, but you can just access any of their vehicles which are parked up and go and drive and return it.
That's cool. I like it. It's a good TED talk. I'm interested. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to affection. And you've gone with, what is your biggest ick? A stellar question.
So, so icks. I mean, I don't really have many boundaries in terms of like, oh, you have to be this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
For me to be able to date you, but yeah. So I've come up with 3 icks.
Okay.
So one of them is if you have a foot fetish.
Oh yes.
Like, I'm very open and very exploratory in bed. I'm very, very open.
But not that one.
No,
it doesn't do it for me either, personally.
I just don't understand. Like, feet are disgusting.
They are. Like, they're horrible.
And they're always so sweaty as well.
I listened to a podcast about this. Like, it was about fetishes, and they talked about feet a lot because apparently it's the most common one.
No.
Apparently, for body places.
Yeah.
And they dove into why they think people like it, and it is because it's meant to be like stereotypically disgusting and a bit gross. But then it's kind of like, I'm still in the general category.
Yeah.
It's the one body part that I just think is the most gross. But that is why it's a thing, apparently.
Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, my other 2 icks, one of them is if you eat with your mouth open.
Oh yeah, more of a turn off, I'd say.
Yeah,
for everyone.
And then the third one, I don't know if this is an ick or not, but just people who are not passionate. And
oh no, I'd say that's an ick.
Yeah, I don't care what you're passionate about.
Other people wouldn't care about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, you just have to have one.
Yeah, and you know, when people are passionate about something, like, it draws you in as well, in terms of, I might not be passionate about what it is that you're passionate about, but if you are properly passionate, I'm in. Like, let's go.
Yeah, it's nice to learn about something that someone's really passionate about. I agree. It makes them more attractive as well, because like you said, it just kind of shows that they have more stuff going on in their life that you can get involved with, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like, when you're passionate about something, you open up about it as well, and I think that's something that's also really important for me.
Yeah.
That openness, that honesty.
That's true. It's a bit of a vulnerability, like saying, I'm really passionate about this thing, like, don't judge me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of wear your heart on your sleeve for it.
Let's play your bestie rec, your close friend's summary of why someone should date you. You excited?
I'm both excited and very nervous because we've been friends for like 11, 12 years. So she potentially has dirt on me.
Yeah.
No, not potentially. She does have dirt on me. So we'll see how it goes.
Reasons you should date my mate. I've known him for the best part of 10 years and he is aging like a fine wine and not losing any sense of fun. He is big into an active lifestyle and the camaraderie that comes with being on a sports team. He trains for challenges and triathlons, and in his early 20s, that meant he was very well equipped to swim, cycle, and run away from relationship dramas and responsibilities. But that is no longer the case. Now he's crossed the 30 threshold, he's certainly a kind, emotionally intelligent man who looks great in lycra and his budgie smugglers. My mate is a hopeless romantic, unashamed dancer, Disney fanatic, and a sucker for organised fun. He often single-handedly arranges our evening or holiday entertainment with the commitment of a small Channel 4 production team, and our get-togethers are all the more enjoyable for it. He's grown up around strong, sassy, and sometimes over-opinionated women who ensure his devilishly handsome looks don't go to his head. He is brains and beauty and grafted in his career to make him very successful in the electric vehicle and wind turbine industry. Could you be his next big fan? He's future-proofed his career for the green economy, even if that future has been pushed back a little further this week. I'm sad to say I don't see as much of my good friend as I used to. We now meet up 3 or 4 times a year for a boozy weekend or a group holiday, but they're always the most fun. He makes me laugh, feel safe, and handles heated debate with significantly less stroppy behaviour than when I first met him. And on a side note, I also accidentally once caught a glimpse of his willy as he was leaving our shared bathroom. He was practically tripping over it. In all seriousness, my friend deserves a diamond of a partner and someone that can recognise he is one too.
Oh my God.
Thoughts and feelings. It was fucking brilliant.
Jesus Christ.
There was so many angles.
I'm about to say, I don't know which angle to pick first.
It made me laugh out loud, like a lot.
Yeah.
There was multiple points. Also, did you hear it? I don't know if you heard it. She said after the wind turbine, she was like, maybe you could be his next biggest fan. And I found that too funny. Yeah. It was such a cheap shot, but I loved it. That's
a recurring joke in our group of friends where one of my other friends just could never remember what I did. So just thought I designed wind turbines. And it's just like, no, it's not even close. It's not even close.
You don't do wind turbines.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Do you know what? I got throughout the whole of that she's really impressed with your growth as a person, which I actually think is quite cute.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely come a long way from where I used to be in terms of like...
Well, yeah, she clearly knew you at early uni, where we were all pricks, to be honest.
Just all damaged.
Yeah. Well, we just didn't care like about much other than going out and...
causing chaos.
Chaos era was what it was.
Yeah, there's too many chaos era stories. And some which don't paint me in a good light. But that is very much not me anymore, I think. Yeah, as you said, which is...
I thought that was nice.
It's nice that other people see that growth as well.
Also about your debating, she was like, he doesn't get stroppy anymore.
Oh my God, I did used to get really stroppy, but then was incoherent in my arguments as well because I just got so passionate. I was just like, oh, but yeah, now I am a little bit more coherent in my arguments. just
about. Yeah, and she got in your passions of triathlons and Disney.
Yes, I can't remember if we talked about Disney yet, but
I don't. Yeah, not loads.
No, not enough.
Probably not enough. Yeah, because I would agree.
Yeah,
it's a very important topic.
Yeah. We are both very passionate about Disney. It's genuinely like when I was on dating apps, and I've had them deleted for like the past 6 months now because I just cannot be bothered with them. But yeah, one of my questions, which I'd always ask in like the opening few messages, is give me a top 5 Disney.
Top 5? Gosh, I have to think about that a lot.
It's tricky.
Yeah,
but
5.
Yeah. No, but it's like it's not about the answers. It's just like how do you respond to that question?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
It would just take me ages to answer.
Yeah, I mean,
is what I was thinking. I was like, oh no. Also, it really depends on my mood. That's the problem. I'd probably have like a different list for every mood I'm in.
Yeah, I have one. So like, I always watch Tangled when I'm ill.
Tangled, nice. That's a good one.
It's just nice and
my
homely.
version of that is Princess and the Frog. Actually, over that.
I was about to say, I feel like your favorite is Princess and the Frog.
I know. I feel like it is. Have you watched the new Elemental? Disney?
No, I've not, because it came out when I was away traveling, finding myself.
Wait, it literally only came out like, it wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah,
it was pretty. Yeah.
But no, it's on the list. It's on the list.
You'll love it.
Yeah,
I actually really enjoyed it. I might watch it again quite soon
because I feel like it has very similar vibes to Inside Out as well.
Yeah,
from the trailers,
a little bit more lovey.
Yeah,
bit more romance, which I always enjoy, obviously.
Really?
But the underlying messages, they were very much there, but they weren't too in your face. Don't know if you watched Strange World.
I've watched Strange World,
I hated it. It was
really
ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, a 3-legged dog? Couldn't you have included disability in another way?
Just lazy writing. This is the issue.
I was like, come on. Like, that was... A 3-legged dog? I thought it was so overkill. Yeah. And then the whole climate change thing is obviously very important, but it was just too in your face. Like, it was so obviously everything was woke about it. Every issue that we're going through. And I was like, you could have just picked maybe one and then do another movie about it. Yeah. Whereas this one, they had really nice underlying things of immigration, interracial relationships, some kind of climate elements, but more like cultural differences between like different groups of people. It was beautiful. It honestly was.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how you can see the transition that Disney have had throughout the years. I mean, let's try and ignore some of those early films because they were quite bad in terms of the messaging.
Oh, yeah, I mean, terrible. Like, just wait for your prince to come rescue you and don't do anything.
Yeah, but...
that is the message.
I say that is not the vibe that I'm looking for at all. Like,
no.
You can save yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But they've done really well transitioning. Like Princess and that's probably why I like Princess and the Frog so much, because she's like no, I want to work. Like I want to get my own dream. Like it's so cool. And then she's like, oh, this man comes along, he's kind of ruining it, but no, he can join the dream. It's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. He's like, yep, okay, we get it.
You can join my dream.
You can join my dream. That's all I want, someone to join my dream. No, you don't have to join the dream. You just have to support the dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing that we need to talk about is, I honestly thought it was so funny, and I feel like there's more context behind it. You doing organised fun with a Channel 4 documentary small team equivalent of energy.
Yeah, so so we normally do it, and I think this is a really cute thing. So whenever we go away, there's normally like 6 or 7 of us, and we normally go away for 6 or 7 days. And so each person's in charge of the night's entertainment for one night.
That's cute. Yeah. I think that's nice.
And I always go over the top.
Not surprised.
Yeah. So one time I set up a whole show of Would I Lie to You?
Nice.
Where I got everyone to like give me a few like truths and stuff, and I mixed them up with some little fake lies, and then people hadn't seen them, and then had to read them like
really
cool. The show. If you
yeah.
And
did you do a whole set?
I didn't for that one.
Not for that one.
Not for that one. But I also did Taskmaster.
Oh, cool.
As well, and I set this up like 2-3 months in advance, where I set them challenges beforehand. You had to do like a 30-second weirdest video.
Oh, okay.
We had like
cool.
we had like a prize task. We had a really cool sort of. I set out like 4 random things on plates, which were all edible, and then like you had to pick one to eat. But if you ate the same one as someone else, you got 0 points.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was like Tabasco sauce and like a gherkin.
Yeah.
And a twiglet and...
so it's like everyone would go for like the twiglet, not the sort. Yeah. But then there's like mind games of like, is everyone thinking that?
Oh, out of the 6 of them, 4 went for the sauce.
No. That's really funny. Yeah. That's such a good one.
Yeah. And
really creative.
And like I did full like video editing of it all as well, and I pretended to be Alex Horne,
lovely,
and Greg as well. So like I did like an opening credits thing, pretending that like I was both of them. So I had different camera shots of like the same little setup at home.
That's brilliant.
But
okay, I see where this is coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up with your 1-word review of yourself.
So I would say open.
Open. Okay. I was going to guess positive because you were like, oh, you might be able to guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking open or happy-go-lucky, but I wasn't sure if we were including hyphens.
I mean...
or if I could even hyphenate happy-go-lucky.
Open's more interesting, though, because I think...
good.
As in, no one said that, and I like it because it has a lot of different levels, I think, of depth to it.
Yeah, and I think it's like, when I was thinking of that, I'm thinking in terms of both myself, in terms of I'm a very open person.
Yeah.
I will talk to anyone about anything and I'll go in depth straight away. I'm happy to talk about mental health. I'm happy to talk about swimming. I'm happy, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Like
whatever your weird passions are, basically.
Like the same with a person who I would be dating as well. I want them to be open as well. So you can have those very honest, very candid conversations as well. Which, I think is really important in terms of the longevity of a relationship as well.
100%, yeah.
Like, if you're hiding any one part of yourself with someone that you're dating, straight away, you should put that relationship to a side.
Yeah, I do agree. If you're holding back anything, then it's almost like you're holding back all of you because it's like incomplete.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, if we go back to that quote that I said at the beginning of the podcast, find out who you are and do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And that applies to all of who you are.
don't be ashamed kind of thing.
Yeah.
No judgment here. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. Like, this has been so much fun.
Okay, great.
It's,
I'm glad you've enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, and I got myself all hyped up on the train down as well. I was listening to like podcast after podcast after podcast of the different episodes from the past few weeks.
So cute.
But
I love it.
Yeah.
Well done. You did great.
Thanks.
If you think openness is something you have and would love to experience on your dating 2023 bingo card, definitely write into the podcast at Single Sounds on Instagram or via the email in the description to get his details. I'll be back next week with the last single girl of London. Then we'll have one more single man of London before the episodes transition to the north from the 31st of October for the whole of November. I'm calling it like Northern November. Anyway, have the best week, guys, and can't wait to see you all next Tuesday. Bye.